guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you how to make a really cool thing in Cinema 4D. So what you're going to need is obviously Cinema 4D. So first of all, let's go to our render settings. We want to turn this to 1920 to 720. Make sure this is 16 by 9 or basic high definition, and you want to turn this to current frame because we're doing an image. Save it as a JPEG or a PNG. It doesn't matter. Actual PNG. And then you can click on this and save it to whatever file. I'm going to save it to my desktop and name it Coop. And anti-aliasing, best 4 or best 8. We're also going to need to go to Effect, Global Illumination, Effect, Ambient and Occlusions, and then uncheck those for now. So then we're ready. So once you're in Cinema 4D, first of all, we're going to need a floor. So you can left click on this, hold it, then you go Floor. Then we're going to make a texture. Let's close that. So you double click here, and you left click once, and click here. And let's make the floor bright white. And I want it to have a reflection to it. So you always want to make it a little darker, otherwise it'll be so bright like this and it won't look good. So I think this looks okay, right about there. And you want to go, actually, there. Then you want to go here, click on that, scroll down, and then right here you should see something that says Fresno. Click on Fresno, and then we have that. You don't have to do it, I think it looks fine. And then that should be enough. And close out this. Then you can either drag and drop it over there, or you can drag the texture. Oops. Or you can either drag it in over here. Make sure it's on top. Now if we render a video really quick, 8-core processor, if you're trying to count it. As you can see, there's not that much light. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put some light in the scene. So you can left click on light, and we have lots of lights. There's spotlight, target light. Target light, for instance, if there's a moving object, it would follow that light. But I think the regular light's fine. So spawn it, and then keep lifting it up until all your scene is good. Then let go. Now here you can have the shadow. Now let's turn shadows to soft and visible light. Keep that by default. Here you can change the color of the light, so it could be a red light or whatever color that is light. And I think this one looks good. Now we're going to need a physical sky. Or not physical sky, we're just need sky. So you don't have to move it anything. But here's our sky. So let's make another texture for the sky. Now I want the texture of the sky to be bright, but not too bright. So that should be good. We can keep it like that. Okay. Then we can plop it right on the sky. And then if we render it really quick, it should look pretty good. Now if you're having a really, really long render time, what you can do is you can go here, and you can make sure you uncheck both of these currently, then go to anti-aliasing and then turn that to none. Then you should render your things like way. You can't even see how fast I was rendering. But yeah, you can just do that. And I'm going to do that for now. And now let's say this. I want this to be 2 spheres and a cube. So we'll move the cube right there. We'll move sphere A right here. We'll move the sphere right over here, like in that location. Okay, now let's make some textures. So we're going to have 3 textures for each one. You can also rename this So let's make this square. This can be sphere 1, and this one can be sphere 2. Now let's go to sphere 2, and I want to make this one green, light green. That looks good. And you obviously want it to have a reflection. So let's go to green, or make it a little darker green. A little lighter. That looks good. Texture, Fresnel. And this should look pretty good. So then, we're going to put this one right there. And then, let's go to our square. Now, you don't have to make it these colors. You can do anything you want. And there's hundreds, or I don't even know, there's probably thousands of colors. Let's do that. It's too dark. That looks okay. And this time, I'm going to do gradient. And let's pop it right there on our square. And, oh, well, that was technically a sphere. Doesn't really matter. And then, for what was supposed to be a square, let's make this one blue. Or kind of bluish purple, the way you perceive color. I don't know. Okay. Make it a little lighter. And then we're going to go to here, and you don't have to do this. I wonder what. Just going to do Fresnel. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So then we'll do it over here. Now, as you can see, it doesn't at the moment look that good, and there's a reason for that. So why don't we go to our light, and let's turn its intensity down to something around 75. So now when we render it, it'll look a little better. But you can't really see those ends, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make more lights. So you can spawn anywhere, so you can't see the shadows anymore. All the shadows are gone. Okay, there's one. And let's have one right here. There we go. So now when we render it, it'll look kind of better. But I'm starting to think the ground is too shiny. So let's go to floor. Let's delete that tag. And let's just make it default material. Let's look at it. It's still pretty bright, actually. It's surprisingly bright. I had no idea it got that bright. Okay, we go let's all clear the Fresnels. I think that's what's doing it. Sorry. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Looks way better now. So now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to find a good angle. So let's say you're happy with this angle. Now, here's where it gets kind of important. I want this sphere to have a higher radius, like 250. Or so fat. About 150. And I want this one to be 57. And this one, since it's a square, 777, 456, and then 256. Ha ha. I don't think anyone gets that reference. And let's see here. Looks pretty good. But I think the ground should be back to the other color because we ruled out it's not the color. So let's plop the floor color back in and let's look at it. And that looks pretty good. Now, what we gotta do is we got to make it look better. Now, that looks kind of weird. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a bunch of lines around there. Now, this is where those settings come in handy. Now, here. So, we're gonna go back to our render settings. Make sure everything's the way it was. Then we have anti-aliasing, turn that to best. Minimal level 8x8. Maximum level 16x16. And check global illuminations and ambient occlusions. Go to here, turn oversampling to medium, and then turn, that was it. Go ambient occlusions. This just kind of adds a more realistic feel. Go to minimal samples, turn it to 200, turn maximum wavelength 300. And then what we can do, turn it frame 0 to 0. Okay. Now I know there's this effect. I think it's pretty cool if I can find it. Depth of field. Oh, there it is. Now I think what you have to do is you have to spawn a camera or something like that. Go to geez, I really forgot. Okay. Well, that's a tutorial for another time. Actually, don't have depth of field. So pretty much, yeah, I have no idea what these do, but it makes a difference. Now here's the thing, the render time is going to be insane. Now unless you have a computer of colossal specifications, it's going to take a while. My 8-core 4 gigahertz processor, and I'm overclocking that too, so it's like, I don't know, like billion gigahertz now, but it's going to take a while. Now I'm not saying your computer's bad, but it probably will take a while. So, now, you gotta remember, so, fail. Just complete fail. It's gonna be a long time to render, so make sure you want the image exactly the way you want it. Then, you're gonna want to click this. When you click this, it's gonna look like this. Now, what you see is I think it's Global Illuminations. Now, what this is doing is, I'm guessing it's kind of setting up the world, so it's all realistic lighting. And then, with ambient occlusions involved, it's already going to take like 1,000,000 years, plus anti-aliasing, 16 by 16. This photo is going to take a while. So, after a while, it's probably going to be done. Let's just wait for it to load. This one image so I can get ready, and then when it's done I'll come back, so let's let it load. There you go. Now this is all 8 of my processors working at top speed just to render this retarded image, so it's gonna take a while, so I'll be right back when the image is done. Okay, so it's been 54 minutes and 13 seconds, and the image is done. And I think it looks okay. Well, it's probably not one of the best out there, but, you know, it's just how to use ambient occlusions and the other one I said. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you sometime in the future. Hopefully the world has not ended, or I've been killed by a miscellaneous person in this world. But,